as an entrepreneur, you're going to learn a lot of lessons. And believe me, I have learned a lot of lessons along the way. But today, I just really want to have a transparent conversation with you on some of the biggest lessons that I have learned through this journey as being an event planner and now transitioning into consulting. I hope that this video is going to be helpful for you and that you can learn from these lessons so that you can avoid them in your business and your entrepreneurial journey. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Jesse. I am by trade a corporate event planner, but I am a certified HoneyBook Pro and certified business consultant. I am passionate about helping other service-based businesses with creating optimized systems so they're able to reduce the stress and focus on the things that they love within their business and not being overwhelmed by the paperwork and back office. So today I wanted to share with you the 3 biggest lessons that I have learned. I mean, I'm sure I've learned a lot more over the time, but I want to give you the 3 main ones that have stuck out to me definitely in the last year that I want to push forward towards you to avoid yourself. First big mistake was not really creating a strategy to exit my business. There's an awesome book that I have recommended before by the author John Warlow. It's called Built to Sell. With my business, I really loved what I started out doing, but one of the biggest things is that I didn't really think about how I could sell the company at some point, or even thinking that selling was a consideration. To be very honest, a lot of times in the Black and brown community, that's not something is often talked about. So I didn't know that that was a real thing. You'll hear people buying and selling companies, but that's not anyone in my circle of influence. So it wasn't something that I thought was a reality for me. One of the things that's talked about in that book is making sure you're streamlining your system and not having a ton of variation that slows you down, and having your business grow outside of you. One of the challenges that I did face within my company was getting it to the next level. Well, let me not say that. It actually has the potential of going to the next level, but it would require a lot more work that I really would want to give. So what I really should have thought about is growing my business to a certain level, show that there was consistency in the revenue and profit, making sure those numbers looked well so that I could have sold it off to a bigger company that would have liked to add my service onto their brand, to their whole scheme of things in which they offer. That is a smart way to go about doing it, especially for those of you that don't see yourself with doing your specific service until you retire. Especially for those of us that's in the event business, it's very labor intensive. And I know I don't personally want to do events at 60 something years old. And I really don't even want to do them at 50 years old. So that's why I say that was probably one of my biggest mistakes, was not thinking about how I can build this business so that I can sell it and then do something else at the next stage of my life. So if you haven't read that book called Built to Sell, I'm going to make sure I put that in the links in the description, because it will help you with understanding, am I building a business that is solely dependent on me? Is it something that I can duplicate or have someone else take on for me and still being able to make the profit? There is money in selling your company. You do not have to die until your business hits a certain level. There are people that all they do is master growing a business, starting it to a certain level, and then selling it off to someone else that wants to acquire it to take it to the next level. The second mistake that I did make was I did not always have clarity on how to diversify my services. I do have a video that's coming out in a couple of weeks that talks about ways to increase your revenue within your business. My company was on track to hitting $500,000, which is amazing, before the pandemic. And I thought that we were very diversified. But then we were very humbled when the pandemic came, because we were diversified in the markets in which we served. But the biggest thing is that we only offered one type of service, overarching service. What happened was that once the pandemic happened, everything just fell out from underneath the company, underneath me. And it was a learning lesson. It was very humbling. Do I have any regrets from it? No, I enjoyed what I was able to build. I use a lot of the experiences I had from running my own event business, and it's still in operation to a certain extent now. I just take clients as I choose to do so. But one of the things that I learned in that specific moment is that just because you are diversified in cities and states, that does not mean that your services are diversified. So I think it's super important to make sure that you have multiple revenue streams in your business and you create strategies around that so that it's not an afterthought, because if it's an afterthought, it's really a true revenue stream. So one of the things that we had to add into our offering within my event business is that we offer consulting services to corporations, as well as a product that we're going to be relaunching into the marketplace as well. So we're not solely depending on me or someone on my team going to provide the service. We're going to be offering consulting and training, and then we're also going to have products. So during the pandemic, that was extremely humbling to me to realize, like, yeah, we're about to hit these great numbers, and I was working with my own business coach to create a strategy to hit the 7-figure mark, but it would have taken a lot of work. And I don't know if I really have that in me anymore, not in the capacity in which we used to do it. I'm 42 years old. I am planning on starting a family and getting married within the next year with my partner. And I am not going to sacrifice my family, my future family, my relationships with my family, with my siblings, my family, just to grow a business. I'm just not in that space anymore, not at the age I'm in. If you would have asked me that back in my 30s, like, I have forever to do all that. I don't think I have that. I mean, I do, but it's not that important to me. Like, I'm just trying to have a certain kind of lifestyle with me and my family. All of the extra is just bonus at this point. So again, take heed to this advice and think about, am I really building something that has more than just one leg in my business? And then the most important lesson that I did learn or the biggest mistake that I made over the last 13 years that really didn't hit me until last year when I was talking to a recruiter, because I've just been in this space, in all transparency, since at the end of last year, I was like 41, and I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna be 42 in 2023. I don't look it, but it's okay. But what do I really want my 50s to look like? That's what hit me. And I was in this space where I started talking to recruiters to see how I can transfer some of my skill sets into corporate America. And then just hearing how, if I would have taken time to just learn how to grow professionally or career-wise, not just how to grow as an entrepreneur, that I could have leveraged myself in better ways to being able to possibly be a director for some other company, still have my business, still go into some of the other endeavors that I choose to go into, and just really build up a financial nest egg for my family. And I think that lesson was a big one for me. And there might be some of you that's watching this video that haven't even taken a step to do just your own growth within your business. You want to take time to continuously grow and learn. Take classes, sign up for coaching, look for certifications, join associations, really take ownership of the growth in your business. It doesn't just happen. Even some of the top people in our industries, they may have stumbled across something, but eventually they're like, I need to work with someone to help me with guiding me along the way so that I'm able to hit those goals. And then it might be looking at, what do I want long term in my life? So for those of you that are around my age, this is some recommendations. It's never too late to start. There's nothing wrong with diversifying, especially how expensive outside is right now. You have to just be smart about it, and there's nothing wrong with how you decide to grow in a career, if it's not in corporate America or if it is in corporate America. You just have to understand, what are you building and what is important to you, and if you have a family and partner, what's important to your goals for your future. So I am taking on learning these things so that when I'm heading into this next journey in my life as a consultant, that I'm grateful for the last 13 years as an event planner, but I definitely want to now use some of my mistakes that I learned then to help others with avoiding them. And then I'm continuing to focus on growing on the knowledge that's going to help with just the system stuff to helping my future clients in the consulting side of my business. With all that being said, I have no regrets on anything. They all made me who I am today, and they're all lessons that were worth me learning. And now as I am starting to prepare to leave the country at the end of the year, this is kind of to help with people understanding that I'm moving to Namibia, which is in Southern Africa. And people have been wanting to know, like, how am I choosing to do this and things of that nature. And one of the things for me is to use this as an opportunity to focus on the things that are really important to me. When I first really started this channel, I was talking about minimalism. That is who I am. I am not someone that's going to be telling you about extra and lavishness. That I love, that's what's passionate to me, people. That's not what is passionate, like makes me passionate. I love experiences. I love to travel. I love to have memories and create memories of family and friends. I want to be able to leave my children some amazing things so that they have a better footing when they are getting settled in their lives as well. So I am going to be continuing to not just do my videos teaching you tips and things of that in your business, but I'm also going to be sharing lessons that have helped me with growing as an entrepreneur, as well as the next chapter of my life and the things that I am going to be experiencing. So I hope that this has been insightful. And if you do find yourself in a position where you're stuck, please don't just stay in it. Look at what you got from those previous chapters of your life and start to dig into and dive into furthering your education. Start reading books that are going to help you with taking your business to the next level. If you need tips on books, just comment below and say books, or share some books for me and let me know the topic, because I am an avid reader. I love reading. I love learning. I just wasn't growing in my career, which is crazy. As much as I take time to learn, I was so focused on only learning about entrepreneurship and not learning about leadership, all the cool things that make successful businesses. And granted, successful is going to be relative to the person. But when I first started my event business, I knew I wanted to grow it to $1 million. Point blank simple. I wasn't trying to be a local company. I was trying to build a 7-figure business. So I should have really started taking ownership of learning more than what I was learning. But we are here. We are here today where we are, and it's totally fine. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.